All right, just everyone, just want to get as many people in here as much as possible before we get started. And if anyone who does come in, make sure you hit that um make sure you hit that notification. Make sure you subscribe and share this video. Um yeah, share this video. Shh. Share it through your email, share it through your social media, share it to your friends and family members. Um, y'all in for a treat because I'm doing something interesting. A first, to be exact. So I'm gonna let people try to get in before we get started. All right. All right. Uh, Hold on. Sorry, I had to fix something real quick. All right. I'm just trying to fix something here before we get started. All right, we got at least one other person. All right, I guess we should get started anyway. But like I said, anyone new comes in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe it, and hit that notification. Whenever I'm preparing a live, and um, whenever I'm preparing a live and you see the thing says notify me, make sure you also hit that so you can be hopefully notified. But yeah. All right. And today is another edition of JDAWG Sports. So, JDAWG Sports. For the first time, this will be a live stream JDAWG Sports video. For those who are new to the channel or new to this new idea segment, it's where I talk about the different topics related to sports. This is where I'm going to do a majority of my sports-based topics. Is this segment right here called JDAWG Sports. Now, for the first time, I'm doing a live stream JDAWG Sports video. So this will be on July 24th, 2022. Will be the first time I do this live JDAWG Sports video. So we got a lot of interesting topics, including what has been going on with the World Athletic Championships, which, by the way, um, they're still going on. I'm just telling some of the results that happened in the previous days. There is one more day, one more evening, which is today, which is tonight. Well, the last of the finals will happen tonight. So those results will not come in will not be talked about on this video, but they will be talked about in a future JDAWG Sports video, whether it be a live, whether it be a pre-recorded video, whatever. That's when I'm going to talk about those last resorts for the final day of the World Athletic Championships. And for those of you who may not know what those are, they're the World Track and Field events, the World Track and Field Championships. They're hosted in Eugene, Oregon. So, but we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the future of Kevin Durant in the NBA. There's been rumors and talks that he now wants to be traded. He is currently in the Brooklyn Nets, but he is thinking about being traded. The question is, will he be traded, and where he will go to? And then I want to talk about my thoughts on a potential fight between Spence and Crawford. I'll talk about the two top boxers in the current generation of the world professional boxing. Errol Spence Jr., unified world welterweight champion, and Terrence Crawford, the WBO welterweight champion. What I meant by Errol Spence is unified. He has 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies: the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA. Terrence Crawford only has the WBO belt. So, yes. We will be talking about that. And I'm not sure. If I have a true prediction. But the real question right now is, will we even get the fight? That's the real question that is also up for debate, is will we actually get the actual fight? But anyway, let's talk about something else first. We're going to get to some of the minor league topics first. So now, if you get good attention to one of my screen. All right. So I want to talk about something else that happened about a week or two earlier. It happened at the beginning of this month, which is July, and it's the World Games. This was hosted in Birmingham, Alabama, USA. So the World Games is this sporting event that's where the sports are not contested in the Olympic Games. So they decided to create this other multi-sports world. Now, some of the sports in here do eventually get put into the Olympic Games, and some already are in the Olympic Games. But some of them have the hopefuls of being added to the Olympic program. I believe the Olympics works with the committee for this games and see which sports is good enough, because we know that at least one of the recent new sports of the upcoming Paris 2024 Olympic Games is also in this year's World Games. All right, here are the results. First of all, here's what some of the sports, these are most of the sports. Some of them, only I think 1 or 2 was actually in Olympics, like karate was in the Olympics. But then you got sports like that you don't see in the Olympics, like bowling, a wushu, parkour, which is, the jumping on the walls, lacrosse, rugby. Okay, no, actually, the rugby is in the Olympics. Rugby is not in these games: sumo wrestling, Muay Thai. Of course, many people know it, or kickboxing, um, tug of war, flag football. Yes, matter of fact, I believe this is the first year that flag football was introduced to the World Games. Yes, if I could remember, flag football is introduced to the games for the first time. So these were some of the countries. The United States was the host nation because it was in Birmingham, Alabama. Um, this is the medal results for who won what medals, who won the most of what medals, and who won the most medals overall. All right. So, going by the results standards, the United States of America, since we were the host nation, only scored 44 medals: 16 gold, 18 silver, and 10 bronze. Not a bad number. So we were involved. Some of the sports that we won included flag football. Hold on. This is the USA flag football team, men's flag football team, because the women's have their own. And then we have the softball team. The softball team, they were talking about this event because the USA was taking on Japan in a rematch from what happened in last year's Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. Japan beat the US in the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. This year, the USA would get their revenge, and we in the United States of America would beat Japan in the World Games in the world in softball. There was this woman right here. Her name is Shannon O'Keefe. She's a bowler. She's been seen in the PWBA. She also won gold for the Team USA. So those were just some of the different athletes representing Team USA. Germany won the most gold. Italy won the most silver. And I believe, according to this, Ukraine won the most bronze. However, Italy, and I think this is because of how many silver they won the most medals overall. Italy just didn't win just the most silver. They won the most medals overall. Even though it shows here that in first place is Germany with 24 gold, 7 silver, 16 bronze. When you place the ranks for first, second, third place, they go by how many gold medals you win. It doesn't matter how many of the other two medals you win or how many medals overall. Germany is on top because they won the most gold. But if this was just medal tables going by who won the most medals overall, that would go to Italy. Italy has 49 medals total, regardless of whether they be gold, silver, and bronze. They won 13 gold, 24 silver. Yes, 24 silver and 12 bronze. I think the fact that they won, they're in the tens for gold, 13 gold, may have helped them get the most medals overall. So, yeah, that was just some of the things when it comes to, hey, information man, what's up? Hey, I'm doing my JDAWG Sports. I'm doing a sports theme. But if you want to come and talk, I may invite people and to come and talk, I'll leave the link in the in the chat for you to come inside. Matter of fact, let me do that real quick. So now you're about to see another first. Not only is this the first live JDAWG Sports segment, this will be the first time I actually, if we get people in, this could be the first time I actually talk to people. And when I do segments. But let me see here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the. All right. Yeah, this is the link I needed to get. So if anyone wants to come on during the time of this entirety of this live stream, if they wanted to put in their say, that's the thing to for you to come in. Also, make sure you hit that like button, share this video, and etc. But thank you for coming leaving a chat information, man. I do appreciate you coming over. It's hard, and to tell you the truth, it's hard for me to get for people to get notifications. For some reason, they do not get notifications for my live streams or my videos. But anyway, I'm about to stop the I'm about to stop sharing the screen real quick because I'm about to move on to the next topic. This is a topic that I just decided just now to add since it's sports. It talks about someone in sports. And I want to bring up the Brittany Griner situation. So many people have been talking about Brittany Griner. All right. So Brittany Griner is a WNBA basketball player. She got arrested because they said that she had vape cartridges in her bag, which they said that she pleaded guilty to. And now she's in jail in Russia, waiting to stand trial, and is looking to face 10-something years in prison. 10 years in prison, I guess. Because the vape cartridges, some of those drugs and stuff, is illegal in Russia. It may not be illegal here in the United States, but Russia frowns upon it, so it is illegal. So if it turns out she did have this stuff on her, sort of shame on her, because before you start going in people's countries, you need to know the rules and the laws of the country you're visiting before you start walking into other people's countries. You don't live there, you're a guest there. And if you're not careful with the laws, you will get in trouble, even if you think it's that the law you broke is considered, hey, how is this a law? How is me doing this considered breaking the law? Which is understandable to be argued, but then again, and yeah, some of these laws in other countries are also considered unfair because and stuff. But like I said before, when you're visiting another country, yes, when you're visiting another country, you need to respect the laws of that country before, if you're going to visit there. You could protest the laws, but that's something you have to talk with the embassy or something like that, because you can't just break them just because you are not a citizen. Just because you're not a citizen, don't mean just because you're not a citizen doesn't mean you're immune from following the rules. You wouldn't like it if someone visited your home and broke all the rules, and you tell them you need to follow the rules of your house, and they tell you you don't because they don't live at your house, but you do. Yeah. Now, I also understand why people are demanding that she be free. Number one, Russia is extremely anti-black. So yeah, and Brittany Griner is black. So if it turns out, oh hey, information. Like I said, if you want to come on in, I left the link for you to be invited. But if Brittany Griner is only arrested because she's black, then yes, she needs to get out of there. No one should be thrown in jail because of who we are. Brittany Griner was born black. It doesn't mean she needs to be arrested for being black. There should be no law arresting you just because of who you are and how you were born. We also know that Russia is heavily strict against the LGBT community, and that guess what? Brittany Griner is also LGBT. I believe she's married to a black woman, I believe. So black LGBT love, I guess. Um, but yes, and the Russians find LGBT love frowned upon, or any kind of love that they don't like. I bet you they don't like interracial love either. I know they would have attacked her for that, but like I said, Brittany Griner is married to a black woman. But anyway, that also answers the Mike asked the question: why would you go to a country that is anti this and that, and then you will be like, well, America is anti-black. Well, yes, it is true. Now, the reason why the people who are defending Brittany Griner for going to Russia are saying is she competes in a league there, and because she wants the extra money, because they feel that the WNBA players don't make a lot of money here, so she goes overseas to make some extra cash. And I understand why she may want to wants extra class. She's part of a marriage, so you got to be able to feed a lot more mouths. So yeah. So and they said that the WBA does not pay high pay here for women leagues and stuff, which is I understand why women are angry because you should be paid what you're worth. Um, these people need to start treating women athletes right, and if they are deserving of higher pay, then they should be given higher pay. If they are deserving of it. But yes, and then of course another reason why people are demanding her freedom is because of the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia. USA supports Ukraine and has sanctioned Russia for invading in the country in the first place. So now, with when Russia found out that the United States was supporting Ukraine, sanctioning them, that angered Russia. So now Russia wanted to find any kind of way to teach America a lesson. And we've heard stories about how some of these countries will have political prisoners, or that they will hold a person hostage until some demands are set, even though we know the United States doesn't negotiate with terrorists. But this is are why some people are wanting Brittany Griner to be arrested, because she happened to be arrested right at the time this war is starting or going on, and the United States has picked Ukraine, supports Ukraine, because they have issues with Russia. And now they figure, oh, let's hold Brittany Griner hostage. Let's hurt America by holding Brittany Griner hostage until they stop supporting Ukraine. And then I think also Russia wants to exchange for a prisoner that's here that happens to be Russian. Now, what I don't like is when they try to throw in black men into the situation like it's our duty to do something about it. No, it is actually the president of the United States to do something about it. The president needs to talk about this and try to get some kind of diplomacy going. But they going to like, you have racists going around saying, oh, if was LeBron, they would have freed him. But you don't know that. And plus, I don't think, what did I say earlier about Russia? I said Russia is extremely anti-black. LeBron James is black. So even if he was he is a straight male. He's heterosexual. He's a man. Guess what would still keep him mistreated by the Russians, being attacked by the Russians? His race. His race will have him attacked still. What did I say earlier? They are extremely anti-black. They see his black skin. So, no. No, they will not let him go. And even worse, in worst cases, the United States, and this can go the same for Brittany Griner, would probably leave them there to rot because the United States wants to prove that they don't negotiate with terrorists. They are okay with allowing black people to rot and be thrown under the bus. Hell, they'll even allowing some white people to suffer in some of these foreign jails. And if that's the case, what makes you think they're going to try to free a black person from an international prison if they're not even willing to do that for a white person? They almost were not about to do that for Otto Warburg, the one who ended up on dying. The situation in North Korea, I believe. Which, by the way, why would you go to freaking North Korea? You know what goes on over there. And that's another thing. You know what goes on in some of these countries. Why still try to go there? But yeah, my thoughts is, well, to tell you the truth, I don't really have any thoughts about the situation over and with Brittany Griner. But I hope that her family and her friends find a way, if she is truly deserving of freedom, that they find a way to get her out. And hopefully Brittany Griner would learn her lesson and be careful next time when she's doing this international traveling. All right. I think this is all I have to say. But sometime in the near future, I'll keep some updates on this situation evolving the Brittany Griner situation. If there's any way I can update to what's going on. So, all right, I'm trying to do something real quick. All right. So let's see, what's the next topic I want to get into? Because we got a lot of topics today. Let's get into this individual, if I can find. All right, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. This is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, NBA player. In his recent, right now, he currently is, or we don't know how long he'll be in this team, currently a member of the Brooklyn Nets. We don't know how long he will still be in that team, though. In the recent season, which was the one that just happened, and was Golden State's were the champions, even though, like I said, he's part of the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant points per game was 29.9 with 7.4 rebound per game and 6.4 assists per game. I believe this is the regular season. Now his team did not become the champions. That goes to the Golden State Warriors. And I talked about the Golden State Warriors in my other JDAWG Sports videos, including them beating Boston to win this year's NBA championship. But you're probably wondering, why am I bringing Kevin Durant? I'm talking about Kevin Durant is because Kevin Durant is considering being traded. So Kevin Durant, hold on. Sorry, something's not right. So yeah, Kevin Durant wants to be traded. He is considering leaving the Brooklyn Nets because he cannot win no championships with the team. So he's now considering being traded. The question is, will they trade him? And more importantly, where did he go? Now, here were some predicted ideas of teams. Sorry, I was just looking up something real quick. So, sorry if I was taking too long to talk about it. So anyway, I wanted to bring up the about Kevin Durant being traded. So I'm trying to think of, where would Kevin Durant be traded to? Now there has been talks of idea teams for Kevin Durant to be traded to. One team they're thinking of trading of him going to is Miami. And I would definitely like him to go, because to tell you the truth, for those of you who may not know, I'm actually a big Miami Heat fan. So me and my brother are big Miami Heat fans, despite the fact that we live in the DC area. Well, live in the state of Virginia. Um, I was supporting the Miami Heat in the days of Dwayne Wade. He is Dwayne Wade, the 3-time champion. I supported the Miami Heat when LeBron won his championships with Miami Heat. Those were at the same time Dwayne Wade was a 3-time champion. Because of the Miami Heat, Shaquille O'Neal won his 4th title in Miami with Miami. We had Chris Bosh. So yeah, Miami will be a great team for. I know it sounds me being biased, but Kevin Durant would be fit right in for Miami Heat. Another team he is suggested that people are rumored, if he is leaving, is the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix, Arizona. That's where Chris Paul is. You know, the State Farm basketball player. And that could really help Chris Paul. That could really help Chris Paul. Um, the Phoenix Suns, last time they were in the championships was against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they lost to Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Greek Freak led the Milwaukee Bucks to victory at the Miami Heat. The Milwaukee Bucks. The Greek Freak, Giannis led the Milwaukee Bucks to victory, and that cost the Phoenix Arizona Suns. So they need, and Phoenix Suns don't really have a lot of shooters other than Chris Paul. Kevin Durant, I believe he's a good shooter. Probably not the best at three throw. But someone like Kevin Durant, now Kevin Durant will be very good for a team like Phoenix Sun. Another team that might be suggested is the Golden State Warriors. Now, here's the thing. Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors to go to the Brooklyn Nets. Remember, Kevin Durant is a two-time NBA champion. He won both of his championships with Golden State. That's also the team where people like Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry is, and they recently just won their Stephen Curry, who's a great 3-pointer. In fact, he broke the record for most. I think Ray Allen's record for 3-pointers. To talk about Stephen Curry. That's what helped them become the recent champions. Of the four titles that Stephen Curry won with the Golden State Warriors, 2 of them were won with the help of Kevin Durant. Yes, Kevin Durant helped with some of the shots. Like I said, Kevin Durant's track record involves with assists, rebounds. Also, I believe he plays the position of small forward. So, and he's decent with defense and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, a lot of people, it was controversial on the first time he was with the Golden State Warriors. And some of those were because they were pro LeBron James, that Kevin Durant in the Golden State was going to affect any chance for LeBron James to win a championship, because LeBron James was and still is in the Lakers, and they thought that Kevin Durant being in the Golden State Warriors was going to affect LeBron's opportunity of getting another title. So that's why they were secretly trying to persuade him to leave the Golden State Warriors to join another team to help LeBron. There was even rumors that LeBron was rumored to try to get Kevin Durant to join wherever team that LeBron was going to. But all I have to say is we don't know what the future lies with Kevin Durant. We don't know the future for Kevin Durant. We just hope for the best for Mr. Kevin Durant. That's the thing. We just hope for the best. All right. Now let's get on to our next topic. Um, our next topic has to do with boxing, and has to do with someone I cannot stand. And that is this individual. This is Ryan Garcia. Now, there's been speculation of sort that he could soon go against Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, the question is, will he actually do it? First of all, what he needs to do is stop talking and stop ducking fights and actually go in there and fight. And then we'll see if he's prepared for someone like Ryan Garcia. Because Ryan Garcia is an individual that I just cannot stand. I just cannot stand Ryan Garcia. I call him Lying Garcia because he likes to lie about trying to get in certain fights and then try to duck and dodge or just get out, withdraw from a lot of fights. And this is why a lot of people do not take Ryan Garcia serious as a boxer, because Ryan Garcia likes to drop out of fights every time. And then he wants to say that it's mental health or, oh, it's mental health. I fought pigs fly and stuff like that. Then he wants too busy trying to be an Instagram model or OnlyFans model, dancing around like a buffoon and stuff. And I'm like, how can I take him seriously as a boxer? I cannot take him seriously as a boxer. I just can't. But yeah, that's the situation with Lying Garcia. All right, he's a clout chaser. He's trying to use Gervonta Davis' name to get his name across, but I don't see no contract signing for Ryan Garcia to actually go fight Gervonta Davis. Now, me, I don't think Ryan Garcia can beat Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm actually rooting for Gervonta Tank Davis. If that fight does come, I will be rooting for Gervonta Tank Davis to beat this guy up, to beat this Ryan Garcia moron up. Because Ryan Garcia continues to act like a little boy who's just too busy trying to be famous, just showing off on social media, and not trying to prove that he is a great fighter. He's not really fought anyone relevant. He's only talked about is because of who his promoter is, and a former veteran by the name of Oscar De La Hoya. That's the only thing that is relevant about Lying Garcia. Oh, and also the fact that he likes to talk trash about Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney. He's definitely not going to fight Devin Haney, and Devin Haney is undisputed. I thought Ryan Garcia wanted to be undisputed, but I guess because he's afraid of Devin Haney, he's all of a sudden doesn't want to be undisputed anymore. So, yeah. Ryan Garcia is not ready to face some of the big leagues. And if Ryan wants to be taken seriously, he needs to stop ducking and dodging fights, stop trying to be an OnlyFans model, and actually get in the ring. That's what Ryan Garcia needs to do. Stop clout chasing and actually get in the freaking ring. Now, speaking of boxing and speaking of signing contracts, here's my thoughts on another fight that we're hoping to happen. And that's a fight involving these two undefeated champions. One is unified, the other one is the WBO title holder and was once formerly undisputed. The fight that people want them to fight in is for undisputed in the welterweight division. You have the WBO champion on the right in Terrence Bud Crawford. Another fighter that I like is on the left. Yes, on the right is a fighter I like by the name of Terrence Bud Crawford. Another fighter I like who happens to be who we hope will be the opponent. The man on the left is Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is the unified champion in the welterweight division by winning the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF belts. He only needs one more, the WBO belt, and maybe to some degree also the Ring Magazine belt, to become undisputed. And both of them want to become undisputed. But the question is, will these two actually fight each other? I ask this just because there's this talk about the money. Terrence Crawford wants 60-40. Errol Spence Jr. wants 60-40. Terrence Bud Crawford wants a 50-50 split. I say give Terrence Crawford the 50-50 split because unlike Ryan Garcia is fighting the tough fights. Even if it's just one belt, Terrence Bud Crawford was a former undisputed in another weight class, and he won the WBO belt. And Terrence Crawford is, in my mind, the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the sport of boxing overall, regardless of weight class. I like Errol Spence Jr. too. I like the fact that he's unified. He's fought a lot of tough competition. Both are worth a 50-50 split. Both are worth a 50-50 split. Unlike Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya was like, Ryan Garcia should do a 50-50 split to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm like, no way. Gervonta Tank Davis has accomplished way more than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has not even won a single title. Meanwhile, Gervonta Tank Davis has won multiple championships in multiple weight classes. Gervonta Tank Davis deserves to at 80%, and only Ryan Garcia gets 20 or 10%. Ryan Garcia is worth nothing, to tell you the truth. But these two, they're worth a 50-50 split. I know some people are like, well, Errol Spence has more belts than Terrence Crawford. Well, both are undefeated, and Terrence Crawford has done a lot of stuff in different weight classes. Remember, Terrence Crawford was undisputed in 140 and won the WBO belt at 147 and is still undefeated, just like Errol Spence. This fight, as long as they remain undefeated, is going to be huge, and it's worth the money. Just do the 50-50. Matter of fact, you're helping the black community by these two facing each other to prove who is the best. You're also giving the black community a great boxing match, and the money will stay within the black community in some way, and the 50-50 is worth it. These fighters like Terrence Crawford are worth 50-50 splits. Not no 10% and Errol Spence gets 90, even if Errol Spence Jr. has more belts. Because guess what? The PBC gave a lot of money to Canelo Alvarez. The PBC is run by a black guy by the name of Al Heyman, but Al Heyman wants to give a lot of money to Canelo Alvarez, but not to Terrence Crawford. Same thing. Sorry, Al Heyman. As much as I'm willing to try to defend you, I can't defend you on trying to lowball Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is deserving of a lot of money for this fight. He is worth the pay. I hope, and And right now, Terrence Crawford is a free agent. But you know what? They need to make this fight. Remember, these promotional companies don't have their own championship belts, these sanction bodies, which means fighters can work with different promotions for the belts. But even though Terrence Crawford is no longer with his racist promoter, Blob Arum, and is a free agent, Terrence Crawford is worth it, worth more. But now you probably want to know, who do I think will win? I don't even care. I'm still trying to figure out who I'm debating yet to debate that. We know Terrence Brock Crawford has a great knockout resume. He knows how to knock out fighters. Almost a lot of Terrence Brock Crawford's fights in a knockout. Errol Spence, most of his fights have been won by decision. We know that Errol Spence knows how to use the slick box style of boxing. But I kind of believe now. I could be leaning towards Terrence Bud Crawford, but I'm starting to lean towards Errol Spence as well. The thing is, I can't really decide who's going to win the fight. This is a fight that is. We still need to wait to the actual fight. My thing is, when do we get a freaking contract? I'm just waiting for the contract, and I'm waiting for them to do a press conference. We keep seeing it's going to be in October. It's going to be in September. We're in the end of July. I don't think it's going to be in October. If it is going to be this year, it's going to be either November or December as of right now. So, yeah, I wish I had more people in. But yeah, I'm hoping one day these two fight each other. That will be a great pay-per-view match, and I will be down for it. I will try to get this pay-per-view if it does happen. All right, so I'm going to unshare my screen again. Now let's talk about our final topic, or it's a big topic, and it happens to deal with something called the World Athletics Championships. So now, all right, hold on. Oops, wrong thing. So, yes, this has been what's going on. So, we have the World Athletics Championship. Oh, and by the way, the event is still going on right now. The final results, I will do two. Well, right now, I'm doing the live stream right now talking about this. I will do another video on the World Athletic Championships, but that is after the final results are in. So we have, here are some of the results right here. So far, USA is doing well in the medal table. They have let's see if yes, they're doing well. According to this, they have 10 gold, 8 silver, and 10 bronze, and a total of 28 medals overall. That is fantastic. And that's thanks to some of the top athletes. But now let's talk about some of the actual results that's been going on. Now, I did a separate video talking about the first 3 days. That's when I talked about people like Fred Curley. Well, so you had this event, the 100-meter men's, and this man right here, Fred Curley. Well, let me see right here. Fred Curley won the gold for the 100-meter men. And it actually ended up being a sweep because joining him, let's see here. Who were the other two individuals? I'm trying to find out I forgot their names. Hold on. Oh, wait. Now I remember. Their names are on the left. On the right is Marvin Bracy Williams, and on the left is Trevor Burrell. Trevor Burrell is the bronze medalist. Marvin Bracy is the silver medalist, and of course, Fred Curley is the gold medalist in the men's 100-meter. Fred won by being in first place with 9.86 seconds. This man, Grant Holloway, won in the 110 hurdle meters in the first 3 days. Let's see. He won with 13.03 time seconds, 13.03 seconds in the 110 meters. Grant Holloway. This is him during the run, and this is this is him when he won his gold medal and represented his flag. And yes, this is another. Now let's bring this up. This was one of the field events that the United States was winning events in. This was Ryan Koger. The man on the middle is Ryan Crozer. The man on the left is Joe Kovacs. And the man on the right is Josh Antoine. Josh Antoine. And they won in what was men's shot put. Not only that, they swept the medals. So interesting. Notice the pattern here. You're seeing a lot of sweeps. You had this sweep and you had this sweep. So you had a sweep from the men's 100-meter and you had a sweep in the men's shot put. Now, USA ain't the only team with sweeps. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price led her team in the 100-meter women's in a sweep. And this is the sweep here, which consisted of these individuals. The individuals are Sharika Jackson, who was the silver medalist, and Elaine Thompson-Hearn, who was the bronze medalist. Elaine Thompson-Hearn is on the far right, the actual champion of the 100 meters. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is in the middle, and Sharika Jackson is on the far. Hold on. Sharika Jackson is on the right. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is in the middle, and Elaine Thompson-Hearn is in the far left. Elaine Thompson-Hearn is the bronze medalist. Sharika Jackson was the silver, and Shelly Ann Fraser-Price was the gold medal. But that was in the 100 meters. So that's what happened in the first um in the first 3 days. Now I'm going to continue on to what was going on in some of the recent days. Now, well, is it Sharika Jackson again? Only this time, she's the gold medalist. She won in the 200 meter, the 200-meter race, while Shelly Ann Fisher Price would win the silver that time, and the woman on the right. So Sharika Jackson is in the middle, and the left is Shelly Ann Fraser Price on the left with the silver, but on the right with the bronze is a British runner by the name of Dinah Asher Smith from Great Britain. So, yes, this is who won the 200 meter. Here's an individual picture with Sharika Jackson. Now in the 400 meter, we have a Bohemian, someone representing the Bahamas by the name of Shauna Miller Ubo. She represented the Bahamas. This is her first time winning the championship at the World Athletic Championships. Um, um, she won Olympic gold, I believe two Olympic golds, one in Rio and another one recently in Tokyo last year. This is her actual time winning for Bahama in the World Championships. This is her first time. Excuse me. So this is what's been going on. All right, so let's also talk about another All right, can y'all hear me? Sorry, something caused my mic to disconnect. But anyway, now what I was about to say is that congratulations to Cindy McGluffkin. I know they're going to get her to help at the 400, the 4x400 tonight, later on tonight. And I will hopefully get the results when I do my next JDAWG Sports segment video. Yeah, but congratulations to Cindy McGluffkin, to Frank Curley, to Noah Lyles for winning their individuals. So now we'll continue on. Sorry about that. To the relays themselves. So here are two separate relays that happened. Well, we'll get on to that. Let's start with the 100-meter men's. Congratulations to Team Canada. Now, I was hoping for the United States to win because the United States was racing, and not to mention the United States had a great team. They had Kristen Coleman, Noah Lyles, Eli Hall, and Marcy Bracey. And no, these are not the individuals I'm talking about. That's not Noah Lyles is once again Team USA. However, in a upset, it went to Team Canada, who you see standing right here. The team consisted of Aaron Brown, Gerald Blank, Barrington Rodney, and their anchor who was also an Olympic champion and one of the few men that actually beat Noah Lyles is the man on the left, Andre DeGrasse. He was their anchor and their top runner. And because of his speed, that helped Team Canada win the 4x100-meter relay. But don't worry, because USA would eventually win a 4x a relay. It will be the women here. So these are just two separate photos of the. Oops, sorry. These are two separate photos. So this is the women's team of the 4x100-meter relay. The teammates on here were Melissa Jefferson, Abby Steiner, Gina Perenda, and Tawana Terry. Now it also says here Elaine Hobbs, because Elaine Hobbs did run, but she ran in the heats to help the team get qualified, and then you're allowed at least to switch and add an athlete to replace one, or because you add like maybe two athletes for just to do the heats just to get in, and then the best runners, or because if one of those athletes from the heat got hurt or sick, I think Hobb got the Rona, I believe. That's why she couldn't do it. So they had to find a replacement. And I believe it was Abby Steiner. They've been talking about this Abby Steiner individual. I believe that's the girl on the far left. She won an NCAA championship, and she was the national champion for the 200 meter at the USA National Champion. So they got her, and she wasn't the anchor. The anchor was Terry. Tashwana Terry was the anchor, and it was Tashwana Terry that helped lead the team to victory. And they said this too was an upset because they were expecting the Jamaicans to win, because they had Shelly Ann Price, they had Elaine Thompson Hearn, they had Sharika Jackson. And remember, the Jamaican team was the team that was sweeping in the individual races. But by a sheer of luck, it would be the United States that will win one of this relay. So yeah, congratulations to the United States of America for winning the relay. Um, yeah, congratulations for the United States for winning this year's relay. So yeah. Now let's see here. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Sorry about that, folks. I'm about to click off this screen. Um, Hold on. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, I'm about to click off this screen. So I believe that's it. I believe that's all the topics. And this is my first ever JDAWG Live Sports. I want to know what y'all think. If you just coming in and missed the whole thing, you can watch the rerun. But that's all I have to say. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Write down in the chat and comment section what you think. And that's all. Thank you for watching. See, you could write down how well I did. This is my first time doing one of my segments in a form of a live stream. I did segments like Black in Business in a live stream, but I didn't. This is the first time doing the JDAWG Sports segment, and I might do another one in the near future. I'm also hoping maybe one day I get maybe people to talk sports, maybe get a panel for my JDAWG Sports. I think this is a kind of panel, JDAWG Sports. I think this is a way where we could be like the guys on ESPN and stuff like that. That we could do panels on different sports topics. That's what I'm actually trying to do for my JDAWG Sports segments. But so far, I'm good with the live stream that we got here. But thank y'all for participating, for watching my video. For those who do watch the video, that's all I have to say for now. I hope to catch y'all on another live stream. This is JDAWG. Thank you for watching. Peace, everyone. We're about to get off. So, yeah, peace, everyone.